Hello, I'm Keith Spera from NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. Welcome to Let's Talk. My guest today has been the subject of both a New Yorker profile and a Muse's flute. In this stifling summer of 2023, she celebrated her 44th anniversary at WDSU. She is the city's much beloved and respected Mistress of Meteorology, Margaret Orr. Margaret, thank you for being here.
I love it, Mistress of Meteorology. And you could say it because that's really hard to say, meteorology.
Do you still have trouble saying that after all these years?
Well, you know what? I do the radio, and in the afternoon I say WDSU meteorologist Margaret Orr. So I've gotten, so I can go through it.
Right.
But I'll go through the weather and sometimes mess up on meteorologists, so I totally get it.
All right. Well, I don't feel bad then if I mess it up at some point.
No, it's hard to say.
It is. All right. So, incredible summer right now, record-breaking heat, craziness.
Yeah.
For someone in your profession, I would imagine that it's mixed emotions because on the one hand, this is your time to shine. There's something unusual going on. The weather is in the news. But on the other hand, you're like, oh, this isn't really good that this is going on. So I mean, how is it dealing with these big weather events, this abnormal weather for you?
So I don't look at it as my time to shine. I mean, it absolutely has nothing to do with that. What you see is what you get, folks. I want to convey the message. And the message is this heat is really dangerous. And I know you got a picture of it, but I had heat exhaustion before.
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I knew the signs. I knew the symptoms. So I was putting in a garden for my son. It was supposed to be in the spring. Instead, the house got delayed. And I was doing it in the summer. They weren't in the house. I had no access to AC. Had to get in my car to cool down.
Right.
It took longer than I thought it would. Had about 6 bottles of water, would take breaks in my car's AC. Started to feel nauseous, started to feel faint. I went, I'm in trouble, was getting dizzy, got into my car. I had no more water. I'd gone through the 6 bottles, managed to get home, called my husband and said, bring me some water. And I started violently shaking.
Ooh.
And it was, we need to call an ambulance. So I ended up in the ER with heat exhaustion.
Wow.
And now I am intolerant of heat. I really,
Really?
Yeah, I can't be out in it. So, wait, looking at this summer, let's just go with August. We've had 10 100-degree temperatures.
Yeah.
For the summer, we've had 3 101-degree temperatures. Before this, since 1946, I think there were 5 101-degree temperatures. We may reach 102, which is the all-time record high at the airport, August 22nd, 1980. If you look at the average monthly temperature for August, this is the kind of thing I do. Average monthly temperature for August so far is 89.2 degrees. That's the average monthly temperature. The hottest previous summer was 2011. That was 87.3, so 2 degrees cooler. Then it was 2016 when our weather equipment was close to the construction of the airport and everything was reading hot, and that equipment was actually moved, and we're 3 degrees above that. And those 2 summers, there were no 100-degree readings.
Wow.
So y'all, this is serious heat.
Serious. So, as a planet, are we just done with winter? Should we just throw away our winter coats?
No. You're going to have extreme weather. Just like we had a tropical storm move into California with heavy rain, okay? This past winter, we had some freezes. I lost a whole lot of plants in my garden. So with climate change, you see more extremes. You see more heat, you'll see more cold, you're going to see more heavy rainfall. And that's our big concern, especially with tropical weather.
Sure. Well, the heat dome this summer is kind of that's been it's warded off the storms a little bit, right? I mean, that's been
right. So the high pressure has basically been sitting right on top of us, and when you have high pressure, you get the clockwise flow. That's going to send stuff over to Texas, like we had with Harold. They were in a severe drought and got 5 to 7 inches of rain. They needed the rain. They did have street flooding. So as that upper high moves away, it gives you the opportunity to get moisture to come back our way, and knocking on wood that we'll get Formica.
Faux wood, yes, faux wood. Yeah.
Oh, but it's so pretty.
Looks like a guitar pick, so it appeals to me.
Oh, did you do that?
No, I did not. The guys there at the station did, but it's brilliant, though.
Oh, it is brilliant. It's perfect for you.
Yes, yes.
Oh, so anyway, yeah, we've got a greater chance at getting something.
And again, it's not about any one day being especially hot or cold or whatever. It's about trends over time, right? And so
exactly.
That's the barometer, if you will,
yes.
Of whether or not, there are bigger changes at work that we have to be concerned about as a species and planet.
Right. So what we're seeing locally, and that's always my focus, overnight lows are going up. That's important. That's what we saw in 2016 when the overnight lows were reading really hot consistently, and they figured out, oh, it's the cement, the concrete from building of the new airport.
Gotcha.
So they had to move the equipment.
I love that. Environmental factors affected the equipment's readings. Man-made factors. Yes,
they do. And so when we look at that globally, you have to take that into consideration. Have we had cities encroach on all of the weather reading equipment that we use ASOS, automated temperatures and relative humidity and wind and all of that's sent in. So when you look at global temperatures, we found that in the Saharan desert there were spider webs that were around the equipment, and that changed the readings. So you really have to look at all of these different things because they do impact temperatures around the world.
Spiders are messing with us.
Yeah, well, that and concrete and everything else. But yes, we are seeing those morning lows go up, and we're seeing daytime highs skyrocket this summer.
Yeah, yeah. What is the most misunderstood aspect of what you do as a meteorologist? Like, what is the thing when people watch you do the weather and they look at the information you're putting out? What is the thing that people don't understand about what it is?
Oh, I could do that. You know, flip a coin. Anybody, 50% chance of rain. Yeah, I can do that. Those meteorologists. Well, we went to school. We work really hard. You know, there have been summers where I never went anywhere, where I was babysitting the radar, where I am watching for tropical risk. There are times when I am there all night because I know of a risk. And so people don't realize how much we work. Oh, they just go in and they go on the air. No, I'm generally at work until 12:30, and often I'm there until 11, and if the weather is bad, I'm there until 1 when the next person comes in, and then I leave by 1:30. So I don't think they realize how much we work and how invested we are in the community. We care. We want to keep people safe. I mean, I would say that of every meteorologist who works in this city, we all care. That's our purpose. We want to keep you safe. And you can see I get really serious. And to be a positive light. You know, when the weather is good, well, hey, you know, have a good time.
Enjoy. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, unlike maybe people that write about entertainment or, you know, even sportscasters, the information that you put out has a very direct impact on people's lives. They make decisions based on the information that you put out, whether to evacuate, you know, whether to plan this event, whether to, you know, so you have to be obviously as accurate as possible, but that's a huge responsibility to know that people are making big decisions based on what you put out there.
Oh, you bet. Well, I mean, my family lives here, so I can guarantee you I'm thinking about that. I can remember with Andrew, I called my husband in the morning, you know, I'm on the air, and said, you don't have to leave. You're going to be okay. You know, my husband.
Hurricane Andrew.
Right. Yeah, in case you didn't know that. But we now have WDSU weather alert days, and for the Arabi tornado, we had declared that day a WDSU weather alert day because we knew we were at high risk to get a strong tornado. We went through the whole day and nothing happened. And I'm going, gosh, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I hope I'm wrong. And then bam.
It hit.
And I was on the air at the time because I was doing cut-ins. We did hourly cut-ins, letting people know exactly what was happening. And I went, we've got a tornado, you know? And so that's one way we're warning people. We'll have an impact day, which is more of a, you know, yeah, you could have some isolated flooding. And then an alert day means some of us are going to get severe weather or flooding or extreme heat. We've got them going on for the extreme heat. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I think, you know, when you put those warnings out and then nothing happens, people tend to like.
Right. What do they know?
It's, you know, everyone's, you know, Chicken Little, the sky is falling.
Right.
But you don't know. I mean, you can't 100% know whether or not a tornado is going to happen or extreme weather. I mean, there's no way to be 100% accurate, I guess.
Well, I guess I'm 100% accurate on the extreme heat. You know, there are definitely cases where you know. For example, let's see, it was February 17th, 2017, we had the New Orleans East tornado. I woke up, looked at my phone, and I still have it on my phone, and it showed isolated severe storms. And I called our news director and I said, call everybody in now. We're going to have a severe weather outbreak. And we did. We had the New Orleans East tornado. And in fact, that tornado first hit at the airport. It was minor, EF0. And then it went over my house, and I'm on the air, and I knew it was a rotating storm. It went over St. Pius, over St. Dominic's, all of these schools, St. Paul's, and I'm going, get your kids into a safe place. I got people angry at me because it didn't touch down. It was the same rotating storm that touched down in New Orleans East, an EF3, destroyed homes. Thankfully, nobody died, and it's because we were on the air nonstop.
Right.
So yeah, some are just so obvious.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's not as clear.
No, again, and again, when you say there's a 20% chance of storms, what does that mean exactly?
Okay, that is statistics.
Exactly? Okay.
It's not a 100% that 20% of the area will get rain. Some people say that. It is truly statistically 20% out of 100% chance that you could get a storm. Wait. One day, it was quite a few summers ago, we had a low risk for severe storms and a 20% chance of storms. There was one storm that went over the Ponchatoula area, and it was severe. Extreme thunderstorm, very large hail, a whole lot of lightning.
Okay.
Two people were out fishing, a father and son. They got out of the boat onto a pier, metal-covered shed. They were hit by lightning and died. So as a meteorologist, I go, how could I have prevented this? And so it becomes an issue of educating the public, telling them that if you see a white puffy cloud in the morning and it keeps growing and then gets dark, get to a safe place. You've got a thunderstorm that's developing. And I can remember at times people would go out boating, and I went, why did they do that? I had said that we were going to have high winds moving through. And as a meteorologist, I go, how can I warn people? What can I do to protect them? I remember with Katrina, I got an email, stop scaring the old people. And, you know, my purpose is not to scare, it's to inform.
Right.
And what can I say to make people take action?
Right. When you believe there's a strong possibility that action's got to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and look, you know, I mean, you've done this for a long time. You know, as I said in the intro, you've earned a lot of respect to the point that now you're a bit of a, how do I say it, a cultural icon in the city. I mean, the Muses float that depicted you, I think it was 2020. What did you think of that representation of you on the front of that float?
You know what? I had my own float. Who cares what? Somebody said, "Oh, it made your hands look ugly." I went, "Who cares?" I had a float. I had a float. I've got a candle.
Right?
I've got a T-shirt.
T-shirt.
And I have the Weather Girls. Oh, look, there it is. Yeah, somebody said, "Look at your hands." And I went, "Who cares? I've got a float." And I think Nash was on there too. And I went, "Oh my gosh."
Nash Roberts.
Right.
He was on the same float?
I think he was. I think there's a picture of him in there. If not that one, it was another one. But I went, "Oh my gosh, that's joyful. To be recognized, to be appreciated. You know, that's amazing." Have you heard of the Weather Girls?
This is a marching crew,
yes.
right? And so they dress up as you?
Yes, there's a group who dresses up like me. And they do it even better. And then they're singing and dancing to "It's Raining Men."
Oh my gosh.
Is this hysterical? They've been in Crew of Barcas and just some other parades, and I want to get them seen more because they're so fabulous. So I'm going to work on Muses. Maybe we can get them in Muses.
There you go.
Right?
Did you go out to the Muses route and see your parade, your float pass by?
I parade tracked it. The WDSU parade tracker. So I jumped out and, you know. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what started you on the path? I mean, there's a story of Hurricane Betsy as a little girl, with 65 or whatever.
It was September 9th, 1965.
And you went out in the eye of it, right?
Yeah.
What was the story?
So my father was terrified of hurricanes. I'll tell you that story in a second. All of a sudden, the wind died down, and I went, "Is it over?" And he went, "No, we're in the eye." And I went, "What's an eye?" And so he said, "Come on, let's see." And we went outside, and it did feel like a warm, wet blanket out there. And I looked up, I could see the stars. I mean, I was going, "This is amazing."
Sure.
And then he said, "Come on, we got to go back inside." And I went, "Why?" And he said, "All hell is going to break loose again." So we ran in, and sure enough, all hell broke loose. We lost part of the roof. My father, who was a civil engineer, opened up all the doors and windows. It was blowing, the house was rocking. And now we know you do not open up all the doors and the windows because you can lose the roof. And of course, we lost part of the roof.
But that was your first big weather event, and it left an impression, obviously, because
a huge impression.
You spent decades now dealing with weather.
So my grandfather was born in 1900. His mother was tied to an oak tree during the hurricane of 1900, not on Galveston, but along the coast. She survived, and she told the horror stories to my grandfather and to my father of everything she saw washing underneath her, and gave birth 4 days later after the hurricane.
She was tied to the tree.
Tied to the tree, 9 months pregnant, gave birth 4 days later after being up in the tree. Yeah. So hurricanes have had a strong impact on my family over the years. And don't you find it interesting? I kind of wonder, is there a reason? Is there a purpose? All of these experiences that my family has had through the generations.
Well, yeah, it almost kind of led to this point, you know, to you making this your lifelong career.
Right.
What are some of the tricks of the trade you've learned at this point? I know you have something interesting with your mic that the battery pack, is it?
Wait. Can you see?
Uh-oh.
I'm wearing boots. And you're going, why is she wearing boots in the summer?
100-degree weather, right?
I know, right? And so it's because I put my mic and IFB on the boots, run them up through my dress. Before this, I wore a tourniquet on my leg, basically, to hold up the mic. And if you're on the air for 12 hours, you can't do that. So I finally learned in the winter, wear the boot. And so that's what I've been doing. And even in the summer, at first I was embarrassed, and then I go, no way, this is, whew. Yeah, it makes life easier.
It makes life easier. Another new trick of the trade that is new, relatively new innovation with your hair.
Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, so wait, here it is. Can you see it? It's a wig. I have tried for years to find a good wig. Ordered one, took 3 years, didn't work, sent it back. Went to Dallas recently with my girlfriends and found this one. So my daughters say, Mom, don't wear that. It's too shiny. We like your hair better. Now here's the deal. I am back to swimming, and I'm trying to swim 4 times a week. While I can make my hair look decent because I go to the beauty parlor once a week and they do it, my hair looks awful. And so I want to swim on Fridays, so I wore this one Friday, and I'm planning on wearing it this Friday because I'm going to swim. So I'm up to about a half a mile. I used to swim before Isaac, which was 2012, a mile 3 times a week. So wait, I think you need to put it on.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
sure. Let's
Here,
see.
let's see how you look. So this is the front.
Yep. No, I got that. I have worn a wig or two in my day.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'll tell the story real quick from my wife's 40th birthday party. We had a party at Rock and Bowl, and there was a cover band playing called Contraflow, and I surprised her by dressing as Steve Perry from Journey and getting up on stage and singing a version of the song Faithfully, to which I had written new lyrics about her. So I had a black wig, very similar to this, on for my Steve Perry look. But this is the Margaret Orr look.
Oh my gosh, you are beautiful.
Am I? I mean,
You should be
I
a
feel
redhead.
pretty. I feel pretty.
You are pretty. I love it, Keith.
Does this qualify me to be in the Weather Girls now? To mark the Weather Girls?
Yes. In fact, I had someone who dressed up like me at work, and I had another one that never worked, and I gave that to her to wear.
Oh my gosh.
But you're very lucky to put that on, and you do look lovely.
Well, thank you. Am I the only person other than you that has worn this particular wig?
Yeah, I've only
wow.
worn it twice. But again, this week, and I'm going to be swimming. I'm swimming, y'all.
All right.
I'm trying to get in shape. Oh, let me tell you why. It's because some girlfriends of mine did a beginning triathlon. That was this summer, and they went to one school, I went to another, and so I told my girlfriends at the school I went to about it, and so we've decided we're going to do it. And it's going to be next summer. Now, it's like a 400-yard swim, so the swim's not far, and I'm actually a good swimmer. I wish that were longer. 12-mile bike ride, and I haven't been on my bike lately, and then a 2-mile run. So if I can't run it, if I'm too tired, I'm walking. And I may wear a tutu.
Well, that is going to be impressive. I mean, next summer. But now, come next year, at some point, you may have a little more free time. You're kind of winding down the career on TV here.
I am. So I'm planning on retiring next year, and I'll still go into WDSU should there be an issue. You know, I'm always going to be there to help because y'all are my peeps, and I want to keep you safe. And yeah, I'm planning on reading more books, getting my garden in shape. Man, it looks awful with this heat. Playing with my dog Blue, and also, you know, spending time with my grandchildren. With this kind of job, I don't have a lot of time, and so that's my goal. You know.
Because you have how many grandkids now?
3.
3 grandkids.
And I have a brand new one.
A brand new baby.
Yeah.
A brand new baby.
Anne-Marie. She's so cute. She's 2.5 months, and then I've got a grandson who's 7 and a granddaughter who's 5. And they are some adorable.
Well, yeah, after 44 years at the same station, which is remarkable in itself, that, you know, because I mean, you're in, and we've only got a couple minutes left here, you were in what, South Carolina early in your career?
Yeah, followed a boyfriend. We broke up. I came home.
And you've been here ever since.
Yeah.
Which is very unusual in the news business to stay at, especially one city and one station for that long. I mean, but it was a good fit, obviously. So.
It was, and you know what? This is what I wanted to do. And I wanted to be in my hometown. So this is where I came. And you know, what a remarkable ride. A lot of people will move around to make more money. Why? I mean, yeah, I needed some, but there is something to being with your people, to being in the comfort of your home. Yeah, that's me when I was in high school. New Orleans is amazing. I mean, my daughter says she even loves the dirt. I mean, who has food like we have food? Who has coffee like our coffee? The music, the people, the culture, everything. We just do need to fix a few things right now.
Yes, yes.
Which that's a whole nother 30 minutes.
Or 30 hours or years.
I know,
or yes,
right.
yes. But no, that said, you got a little taste of somewhere else, like you said, but then you ultimately decided, no, I want to be in New Orleans. And goodness knows, you know, there's plenty of weather here to talk about. So
why would you want to live? I mean, we have ice, snowballs, extreme heat. Hurricanes, and now tornadoes. I mean, we've had 3 major tornadoes in a very short time. 2 in 2022, and then 1 in 2017 that were major tornadoes. That did not used to happen.
No. 2007,
of course, we had the Carrollton Westwego one, which impacted Damon Singleton's home. I was on the air for that one, too.
Yeah. No, we get, you know, for better or worse, and unfortunately worse, we get all of the crazy weather here.
We do.
So for someone in your position, you've never been lacking for things to talk about. So.
Well, I rarely lack for things to talk about. Oh, I brought you something, chocolate.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
This is dark chocolate covered coconut, and let me tell you, it is delicious.
Well, I will have that as soon as we go off the air here.
Okay.
This has been a pleasure. I hope you have a quiet rest of your career and rest of your summer, that there are no more extreme weather.
I hope we have a quiet summer, too.
Amen. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Keith.
All right. Well, this has been Let's Talk. I'm Keith Spera. I'll see you next time.